Going to be a bad weekend at the box office for The Flash and Elemental. These movies are not doing good. I really am still surprised The Flash is doing as bad as it is. I really thought that the Michael Keaton marketing would have pushed that movie to another level, but it did not. And I'm kind of glad that it didn't. It's nice to see somebody actually face some kind of repercussion for their actions. I'm, of course, talking about Miller, Ezra Miller, who has done a lot of wild stuff over the past 2 years, and it looks like audiences didn't forget. I don't think that has everything to do with the movie's current performance, but I do think it's a part of it. So it's nice to see. It's nice to see that. Now that movie's doing really bad. There's predictions that it's going to see a 70% drop, which is crippling. As of right now, worldwide, the movie is sitting at 144 million. That's pathetic. This is a very expensive movie to make, by the way, when you throw in the fact that they had to reshoot it a bunch of times. Under 3 different leadership changes at Warner. And it's been delayed forever. So, yeah, this movie's facing a lot of problems. What I still find funny is that they obviously delayed this movie because of Miller last year. I think it was supposed to come out last year. And they delayed it, and they were like, well, we want to polish it up. And then you watch the movie, and it's like, well, they obviously did not polish anything up. The CGI in the movie is it's some of the worst CGI that I think I've ever seen in a movie. At least a big budget movie. I don't want to say ever, because there's some movies with some bad CGI. But when it comes to a big Hollywood release, this movie has some of the worst CGI I've ever seen. People still running around calling this the best comic book movie they've ever seen, which blows my mind, because this movie is not anything near the greatest comic book movie ever seen. This movie is one of the worst comic book movies ever made. The only reason that I would even entertain it is because Ben Affleck and Michael Keaton do give good performances, and they're the best things in the movie. They alone bring it to 4 out of 10 stars. Now, it's about to get crushed. We're going to have naked Jennifer Lawrence and No Hard Feelings coming out, and I think that this movie might be a little bit of a surprise. This movie's only seen 2 million as of yesterday, but a movie like No Hard Feelings doesn't have a big box office budget. It doesn't have a huge budget. I'm going to guess that it was relatively cheap to make this movie because it's a comedy. Hiring Jennifer Lawrence is probably the most expensive thing in it. And you can tell that she wants it to do very well because there's a scene, I've seen a low-res version of it, where she's completely naked. And she gets in a fight with some people stealing her clothes on a beach, I think. It's her and some dude are out in the water. The only thing with this movie, and I don't have a problem with this movie being made, I would hope it's funny because we haven't had a good comedy in a long time. But the R rating will probably hold it back. It'll probably hold it back a little bit. My only problem with the movie is that, so the premise of this No Hard Feelings movie is that it's like some sheltered loser guy and the parents want to hire her to take his virginity. That's the premise of the movie. They hire her to take his virginity. And I don't think anyone's going to have a problem with it because it's a woman doing it. But imagine if they'd made a movie about paying a guy to take a woman's virginity. I bet you the media and all the SJWs would be going insane, calling it sexist and misogynist, all this shit. This is the problem. It's a big double standard. But, hey, if it does well and it's funny, that's great. Don't know if I'm going to see it or not. I got so many other things I want to watch, but we'll see. We'll see what reactions are to it. And if people actually say it's funny, maybe I'll watch it. So that's where we're at with it. I wonder, I think this movie might make a little bit of money. And even if it doesn't crush it, like I said, I imagine the budget for that movie not massive. So that's what we're doing now. We're going into a kind of a lower weekend till next week when I think Indiana Jones comes out. Disney not doing well. Elemental is bombing. Look at where it's at. As of right now, we're at 59 million worldwide. By the way, did you know they snuck in a non-binary water person in this movie? I'll give them credit. They didn't advertise the movie on it this time. They just put it in there. Doesn't matter because it only holds up what I said. Parents need to watch these movies now before they can choose to show it to their children. You have to screen Pixar Disney movies. I almost called them Dixar. You have to screen them before you can show them to kids. And I think that's just turning off parents. We'll see on the next one. But, man, Disney, a Valiant Renegade has been out there saying that Disney's lost $900 million over the past year alone at the box office. $900 million. That's pathetic. So I think a lot of that magic is leaving the mouse. I really do. Look at The Little Mermaid. This movie's practically dead. I don't even think it's in any theaters really anymore. Still making a little bit. Wednesday, it made almost $2 million as of June 21st. So still making a little bit of money, but it's barely on any screens anymore. So it didn't even crack $500 million. This movie lost money. It lost money. The Flash, though, this is interesting for a few reasons. One, Blue Beetle, probably going to crash now. That movie's probably not going to make any money. And then, of course, we have a big Christmas gift coming out later this year. A big Christmas gift, one that I'm very excited about. And that's Aquaman 2. They're admitting it, basically. The Flash's box office disaster makes Aquaman 2's job even more impossible. Do you remember who's co-starring in Aquaman? Amber Heard. So, if you think The Flash is bad, wait till this box office comes out. Oh, I can't wait. I hope she's in the trailers and the posters. Please put her face on everything so we can laugh at that. Because of the idiots that decided they were going to bring her back for this movie when we already know they didn't like her in the first one because of the case. When they said her and Momoa didn't have any chemistry, and they didn't. Maybe we should replace her. No, wait, let's not do that. Well, that's going to cost them. You know, Aquaman 1 made like $1 billion. Not this time. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you on the next one. Peace.